Hey there everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Funlocked Iron Man. When we left off last time, we had just finished up the Korend and Kebos medium diaries, as you can see based on where we are standing now. And we need to take a look through the list and see what diaries we can complete next. Unfortunately, a few of them are off the list because of the Mithril Grapple. But we can certainly do, I think, Mauritania next. We have a bunch of stuff we can do. We may just need to go buy a Slayer ring so we can get to Tarn's Lair here. But yeah, let's start off with the Mauritania diary, and we will go from there. That's Cannonballs, Smith and Port Phasmatis. Up next, we need to get a Slayer ring so we can go to Tarn's Lair, and we also need to knock out the Ghost Ahoy quest while we're up in this part of the world, so let's get to those next. Okay, I'm going to make myself feel better by saying this is an investment in our future, but we're burning 75 Slayer points to buy a Slayer ring. That stings. We have 100 points left, but we can just do some Wildy Slayer again, I guess. But some teleports here to get us around where we need to for this quest and to do the Lair of Tarn, whatever. So that stings to invest those, but it is what it is. I didn't even realize that was the task, quite frankly, but there's one of the medium tasks. Go to Dragon Tooth Island. Okay, and this should be Ectophile acquired, Ghost Ahoy completed, 2400 prayer XP gotten, and if we empty this, it should take us right here, and medium task completed. Alright, on to the next one. Potion created, Hollow Tree chopped, bark acquired, and now we need to go do a game of Trouble Brewing, which I don't know how to do, and do Tarn's Lair, which I've done before but don't remember exactly how to do either. So let's go knock off the Tarn's Lair one first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to kill the Terror Dog here, and that hopefully is just the... Okay, yeah, that's a task. So now we need to figure out what we're doing here. Maybe I should be praying mage against this guy. Well, we're just out of prayer, so we'll see if we can just eat our way through this. Terror Dog is killed. I don't think there's anything else here. Grab 5,000 Slayer XP, which is very nice. And Tarn's Diary, I think, is the only thing we need to learn how to imbue our Slayer Helm. And more dogs get released. Okay. Is that it completed? Let me see here. Okay, there's that red. And is Lair of Tarn completed on here? We go all the way down. Okay. Yeah, complete. All right. And now appears to be filled with Terror Dogs. All right, that's awesome. Those must be a Slayer monster in the future. So, all right, we should be able to get out of here now. Doing Trouble Brewing in here. Oh, we have to click on each one individually. That's annoying. But this should give us a cooking level 64. Baked potatoes with mushroom and onion. We'll never cook those in our lives, but we have it. There we go. That's the medium Game of Trouble Brewing done, and the entire medium diary done. So we need to go to, I believe, back to Canifis. So let's get over there. Oh my god, there's no bank here, is there? Where is this bank I'm seeing? Oh, there we go. Bank chest right there. I am blind. Don't worry about that. Boop, here we are. Transported right to Le Sabre. Now we talk to her. Medium diary done. Give me my reward, please. Mauritania legs. 5 slime pit teleports. Don't really care about those. Built-in Ghost Speak Amulet. Don't really care about that. Robin doing bone meal, somewhat useful. 5% increase in Slayer XP when in the Slayer Tower is very useful, so that's nice to get out of the way early. And of course, Antique Lamp goes on to Herblore, and this should get us to 48. You bet. 48 Herblore means we can now make super anti-poisons, which means we can now return back up our list and do the Kandarin. Finish that. Do the Kandarin diary, because that was what was holding us back. We needed 48 herb lore, and I wasn't gonna bother to go out of the way to boost that. So, never mind. I lied. There is a grapple shortcut in here, and I didn't even see it. Why every medium diary requires a grapple, and we just don't have 59 smithing. So, okay, on to not Lumber's Drainer. Varrock, don't betray me here. We can do that. We can do that, I believe. Do that. Okay, I think we're on to Varrock. Okay, Garden of Tranquility done after quite a bit of waiting around for things to grow and healing every single one of our onion and cabbage patches. We should be able to pick fruit from here, I believe. Excellent, there's that medium task done. On to the next. Alright, we chased away our current cat very bravely, and we can now pick a color for cats. Excellent, and that is a medium task completed. Let's keep on keeping on. And right off the back of that, we have 1 emote, 2 emotes, 3 emotes, and 4 emotes. And there's that task done. I think the dog is yelling at my cat. What is happening here? Ah, no. What? Can't believe that. Bad dog, bad dog. Shoo. There we go. We got you, kitty. Strength potion created. Okay, one of the medium tasks is to get a task from Vanica. And we're actually just going to go ahead and cancel our current task. We have Black Demon Slayer task, which is not exactly very fun if you're not doing the demons. So we will go ahead and just cancel that, and we can get an assignment from Vanica. Brine Rats, okay, that's fine. We can go do that later at our leisure. And that is that medium task completed. Okay, so we just did this for the first time getting here, but apparently that does not count, so I guess we will quickly buy planks. We need to make 20 of these all in one shot. There we go, that's that medium task done, and we should be able to, if we just fly back to Intrana and then back again, we should have that medium task done. I need a normal log to make this trip, and I don't have any. Cool. Alright, we will be right back with a normal log. Okay, there we go, and that popped the medium achievement, so I probably read it backwards. It was probably fly from there. Is that correct? Use a balloon to travel from Varrock. So yes, we could have done that a different way, but one last thing to do, and that is just complete Soulsbane quest, and we'll have the medium Varrocks done. Okay, so Soulsbane complete, and if we just climb down here, I believe that should be... Didn't realize there was a long animation. There we go! Medium Varrock diaries completed. We can climb up the rope here, and once I remember we can go out this way. Let's go claim our rewards. Alright, and if we just talk to Toby here, medium diary completed. Give me my rewards, please. 10% chance of mining 2 ores up to Mithril, 10% chance of smelting 2 bars if we're using Edgeville Furnace. Zaf will sell us 30 battle staves per day, which is starting to get useful. And of course, the big item right onto Herblore, another 7,500. There we go. 49 Herblore gets us nothing but an Herblore level. Alright, what is next up here? Karamja, our tree should be close to being done. I think they'll be done a little bit later this morning, so we can work on that later. We do have Wilderness, I believe we can do. I don't think there's anything holding us back from there. We can do all this. We can do that. Yes. We can do this now. And Muddy Chest. Okay, so we can do Wilderness. We need to do the easy Western Province as well. But once again, just making sure there's no grapples involved here. We need to do one small favor. Oh my god, I don't want to. Please don't make me. And Eyes of Gluffery, which we need to do anyhow. So, alright, let's save Western Provinces for last, because there is some useful quests we need to do in there. But let's go knock out the Wilderness. We are returning to the wildy, but not for very long. Hey, there we go. First chop at the ent body here, and we grabbed our U log, so that is the medium task finished. Alright, we're back after a work meeting in the deep wilderness, opening up the muddy chests with the muddy key. At least I hope this is, although I'm going to look foolish. Stay away from me, please. Stay away. What is happening? Get away from me. Oh my god, please get away from me. I'm out of run energy. This demon's going to kill me before anything else does. Okay, open this up, please. Ah, I have to be on this side. Okay, there we go. Muddy chest opened. Let's get out of here. I think we might die before we get out of here, but whatever. All right, let's see how this goes. We're in here. We have basically no defense on, but the whole oh boy, going poorly. All right. I think we're good. We'll just go ahead and turn on mage and then kill this guy, hopefully. The one task was just to enter here. The other one just to kill a bloodveld. Looking like we'll be able to get that done in plenty of time here. And hopefully one more hit. Hey, there we go. All right. Oh, and a combat task you probably heard pop there as well. All right, we can actually just get out of here. So let's go. At least I hope we can get out of here. And okay, we are. I did not know if that was able to go backwards from there, so there we go. Cross that crevice, and we're out. All right. Only a couple more tasks to go. Okay, and we just need to talk to this guy about emblems, etc., etc. I think that's it. Is that all? Yes, all right. And then we will just be teleporting up to the wilderness resource area, and all we need there is to mine mithril ore from nearby and smith a golden helmet, which we can do. We should have everything we need on us at the moment, and we'll be good to go. Alright, there's mithril mined, and if we just smelt some gold bars, we should be able to do all this. I don't know if we needed to bring all this or to do it from scratch in here, but that's what I default to doing, just out of habit and for safety reasons. So we go to smith on here, make a golden helmet. Not really sure why they have this as a task, but fair enough. We can now wear it. Excellent. And I think we have one more task to do, which is, what do we got here? Charge an earth orb. All right, we just need to head underneath the Edgeville for that, and we are done. All right, there we go. Earth orb created. We can get out of here and go claim our rewards. There's actually a lot of rewards with the Wildy Medium Diary. It's probably one of the most consequential diaries, just in terms of what it unlocks, and a lot of that is because of what Jagex has done to fight bots in certain areas in the wilderness. And so Medium Diary actually unlocks a lot of really good money makers that they just keep locked away behind it to somewhat slow bots that are just, you know, kind of wrecking the economy here. So check right back in once we're at the Chaos Fanatic, and we'll go over our rewards. All right, and as we talk to the gentleman here, let's see, will he go over everything? Okay. All right. 20% discount to the resource area. That is no big deal. Cut ends faster. Don't care. Deep Wildy Dungeon. That is useful if we go back to Wildy Slayer. Increase rewards from the Rogue's Castle. That we're a long ways away from that, but that's thieving. 4 ecumenical keys. That's useful again in the future. He did not go over the other 2 things. So one of them is at Zombie Pirates over here. We will now roll on a drop table, I think, all the time instead of like 10% of the time, or it's 50% of the time instead of 10%. Either way, a huge increase in GP per hour if we want to do these. And the other probably biggest unlock is we can now do the wilderness bosses. So Artio, Callisto, and I think it's Spindle. I forget what the spider is. But we can now do all of these. So that is a big deal. One of the biggest unlocks in total. And the antique lamp puts us to 50 herb lore. All right, there we go. Fishing potions, totally useless, I think, mostly. All right, let's think about what we're going to do next here. Actually, it's probably time for us to head back to Karamja and check on a certain tree, so let's go do that. Okay, and once we check health here, that's a medium diary task, very good. And then the last one, we need to go charter a ship from the south end of the island, so we will run over here, run back to the ferry ring, need to go to Taibowanai and just take the ship from right south there, so check back in just a second. And I believe we have to go to Port Khazard, so if we go there, and we should be good to go. This is a really weird ship. I have no idea what the purpose of it being here is. Fishing, Port Khazard. All right, that is completed. We now need to go back to Brimhaven, which conveniently is right next to charter ship. So, whoops, not trade. We need to actually charter to Brimhaven. There we go. And leave the ship. All right, we'll go talk to the people at the Brimhaven Agility course and claim this land. All right, all medium tasks done. Give me the new Karamja gloves. Excellent. Okay, this, I didn't know if this is the one or not, but these teleport us to the gem mine, which gets us to teleport to Shiloh Village, which is awesome. Something with the agility arena and a lamp, which actually I think does less than all the other lamps because apparently this was the first set of diaries they had. So this might only be like 1,000 XP or something. 5k. All right. Well, whatever. So, oh man, 7,500 would have gotten us 51. All right, but if we, oh wait, these don't teleport us, they just let us in, apparently. Okay, well that is good to know. So we don't have a teleport there, but we can get into the underground gem mine if we need to stack up a bunch of them. All right, and that actually, Western Provinces needs to be done. But otherwise, Lumbridge, Kandarin we can do. Ooh, I think we've already talked about this. Yeah, grapple. All right. So Artie, Falador, Kandarin, Lumbridge all need a grapple, a mithril grapple, and you need 59 smithing to make a mithril grapple, which we don't have. So we're going to put those on the back burner for a little bit, but a lot of good medium diaries done, and probably we can go just knock out the Western Provinces. We need to be doing some questing anyhow, so let's go make some progress on that. Okay, everybody, change of pace here, change of pace from the medium diaries. Tonight is election night in the US, and that's something obviously, as somebody who's based in the US, I'm very interested in, so I will be kind of following that as the night goes on. So I'm looking for something that is semi-AFK to not super AFK. We could go do Slayer, but I feel like we've been doing that a lot. One thing that is starting to hold us back a bit, I think, is our crafting level from some certain quests. Specifically, Lunar Diplomacy is something I'd like to get up and cooking sooner than later. So I thought that mining gem rocks would just be a good, fun way to have a little diversion and bank up some gems here. So here's what we're starting with, just for future reference. 50 sapphires, 41 emeralds, 66 rubies, 26 diamonds, and an assortment of opals, jades, and topaz. We also have 1,300 gold bars, which we can certainly start working on too. That will give us a fair bit of crafting XP, but it's fairly slow. So with that, we'll just dive in here tonight. We'll probably be jumping around throughout the evening. It is 4:45 Central Time right now, so a long ways to go. I've got a couple IPAs with me just to get through all this stuff. And all the stress that'll probably come with it, but we're going to start off the evening doing gem mining. Some other things that are probably on the docket would be some Motherlode mine, and probably some Slayer as well, but I'd like to start getting some gems banked, and we also need mining levels anyways, so this seems like a good middle ground to go, especially now that we, with our Karamja medium diary that we just finished today, this is excellent because we get access to this lower section here, which has a deposit box right next to it. So with that, we'll be here for at least a couple hours. There we go, 57 mining. First level coming in here. I realized we checked in with the gems, but not with the levels. So as we kind of settle in here for election night, starting with 57 now mining and 53 crafting is where we're starting out with. So we will continue on. Oh boys, we're getting pretty nervous as some threats get sent in to Democratic polling centers. But there's 58 mining. I'm really glad we're not doing anything more complicated than this, because holy shit. 59 mining. 60 mining as the evening goes on and the voting numbers come in. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is the morning after the election. Yeah, a lot of thoughts, but we are here with 61 mining, so at least that's going well. I just kind of a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking on what the future might hold for my fiance and myself as we think about things. So I'm just kind of doing this, quite frankly, a little bit shell-shocked. Pretty shocking results. So we'll probably just keep doing this for a while, and then eventually we'll get back into the swing of things. But yeah, just a little bit shell-shocked this morning. But we are at 61 mining. Thinking through kind of where that gets us. 60 mining is pretty helpful. That does get us tier 6 shooting stars, which quite frankly opens up a larger swath of them to be available to us. Just an entire tier being available is quite a big deal. That'll make them a lot more viable if we want to AFK there in the future, because at level 50 to 59, just you're really missing out on a lot of stars or having to wait around for things to decay to the appropriate level. So that is a big accomplishment there with 60 mining, letting us get access to those stars.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. And I say welcome back. This is just the next clip for you guys watching on YouTube, but in real life, it's actually been a day or two. Just took a little bit of a hiatus to kind of reset. At the end of the last clip, I was starting to feel a little bit burned out, was starting to feel like things were chores and that I had to do things, which is just not the mindset I want to be in while I'm A, playing the game, but B, recording it for gameplay. So here we are at the Farming Guild doing our first ever farm contract on the account. Now, we need to get better about doing these more regularly, but I'm just so used to, on the main, being able to do them so much easier. On the main account, all we have to do is one-click teleport either from the house or use the skills necklace, and it puts us right at the front of the guild here. And now what we have to do, it's not a big deal, but we have to go to the fairy ring over here, which means we have to teleport to the monastery. And so it just kind of falls a little bit further back on the list of things to do when I can't just immediately one-click go do it. But we do need to get better about doing these as we can start stacking secondaries and working towards filling up our herb seeds and everything else. So in the future, we will work on that. But I think, speaking of the future, this will be a good spot to pause this video. Had some good progress here, more diaries completed, but we obviously need to work on our smithing level so we can work towards that myth grapple and knock out the rest of those diaries, because I did not realize what a kind of wall the mithril grapple was for early game Iron Men. So I think we will leave that for the next time. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still here, I would love a like and subscription on the video. Helps out immensely. Feel free to leave a comment with any criticisms or comments about what you'd like me to see me do differently here. And until then, thanks for sticking around. Keep on grinding, everybody.